What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome to our little corner of the internet. My voice is cracking because it's summer, it's hot, I have the AC on most times, and I'm getting sick from the AC. This is probably an issue that you guys also have there, because I know it gets really hot in some areas of America, so excuse me for my voice. Today we're watching a video titled Tempe, Arizona is radically urbanizing. We have a lot of city videos today, so without further ado, let's see what this video is about.
The Phoenix Valley metro area is one of the fastest growing regions of the country, but its obnoxiously sprawling nature is unsustainable and provides a lower quality of life than is necessary. Arizona's metropolis is realizing this, and the valley has changed its urban planning practices radically in the last few years. The expansion of Phoenix's light rail system, the redevelopment of downtown Phoenix, and changes in zoning code and land use policies are moving the ball in significant ways to make Phoenix a more livable city, and one with the ability to house a greater population without sacrificing its citizens' way of life, increasing commute times, or pave over an excessive amount of the beautiful desert and landscape. The place that is developing more than any other by far is North Tempe, including its downtown, ASU, and surrounding neighborhoods. Home to the largest university in the country and a booming job market.
Is that the university?
And surrounding neighborhoods. Home to the
That looks like a mansion. That's really cool.
Largest university in the country and a booming job market. In a short light rail journey from the airport in downtown Phoenix, North Tempe is primed for some good urbanist development. This has taken the form of the highly successful Tempe streetcar that is due to expand, complementing the light rail line, an impressive bus system, and heaps of transit-oriented and urbanist development. Just look at this map. In pink are all the projects within northern Tempe that are either under construction or approved and about to begin construction. Simply incredible. And this doesn't include any of the numerous projects built in just the last
Nice, and they're all like spread it out as well.
5 years, which is a lot. And I also only highlighted residential or mixed-use projects, but there are tons of projects at the moment in terms of campus buildings and recreational spaces. But I thought it would be a fun idea to go through all the projects I've mapped out here to get a better idea of how Tempe is reshaping itself. And being an architectural commentary channel, I'll tier list the projects according to aesthetic and functional value. But don't take it all that seriously. At the end of the day, it's generally a really positive thing that Tempe is developing in this way, and I truly hope its best days are ahead. But let's get it going, because there's a lot. Hey guys, just butting in really quickly, I just want to remind you all to like the video down below if you enjoy it, and please subscribe to the channel, it really helps out a lot. Now back to the video. Let's first look towards Mill Street, which is basically Tempe's main street. On the corner of Mill and 7th, where there was once a parking lot, is now going to be a mixed-use building with 122 housing units, including several units with 3 and 4 bedrooms. Having a building like this on Mill Street makes a lot of sense, and I think its street-level brick facade is actually amazing. Above that, it gets a bit Minecrafty for me, but we're starting off strong with an A-tier project. Just east of Mill Street and the block surrounding University Drive is what is
It already looks really nice. Like, it already looks very urbanized.
Considered downtown Tempe, as it's also adjacent to ASU's campus, meaning demand for student housing in this spot is through the roof. And these 3 projects are certainly addressing that. Firstly, 16 East University would be a 25-story, 453-unit high-rise, replacing this
I love the terraces.
office building and its surface lot. While this is a much better use of space, an ugly building that is this big is a bit of a shame, so C tier. On the same block will be the 281-unit.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. I mean, it's basic buildings, I don't know.
Sky Tempe high-rise, which replaces what was actually a beautiful little worship center. While Tempe had outgrown this, it's a shame for its replacement to divert so aggressively from the light colors and southwestern desert-appropriate aesthetic. But this is still better than its next-door neighbor, so we're going B tier. Getting a bit deeper into downtown, we have Astria, a 380-unit high-rise that replaces the surface lot that I think is probably B tier. And next door to that, replacing this abandoned commercial building and its adjacent surface lot will be this, a 239-unit mixed-use building with a new student book center on ground level. This one I'm a really big fan of, as I'm a sucker for some good Arizona red brick, and I really like its integration with student life. We'll go A tier. Going west of Mill Street.
I actually liked the ones before that more than that one, personally.
now, where there are some projects to expand downtown and serve the streetcar. We have 250 Rio, which will be mixed-use office and retail, replacing a parking lot. It's better than a parking lot, but it's not for me. D.
How does that... I'm confused. How does that work? It's a cube. It's modern. I don't know. I would have to see that in real life to like know what it looks like. But I mean, it's a cube.
Here, with its saving grace being this neat-looking bridge. Nearby is Tempe Depot, which enhances the historic Tempe Depot and its parking lot into office, retail, and hotel spaces. I like the preservation, and I absolutely love the way the light rail line runs through it. As for the new buildings, they're alright, but definitely way too much concrete. Solidly B tier. Let's now get into the neighborhood west of downtown Tempe and north of University Drive. Formerly mostly single-family homes and some townhouses, is now shifting to being mostly townhouses, barring the few single-family homes that remain, with full-on apartment complexes on the perimeter streets, 1st Street, Farmer Avenue, and University Drive. 800 West University will have these 5 townhomes replace a former single-family home. Great use of space, not very good buildings, C tier. Then there's the Dwell of Farmer Avenue, a mixed-use residential space replacing surface lots and single-use buildings, another C tier. Up the road on Farmer is the First and Farmer project, a mixed-use 200 rental unit building. Certainly an interesting one. I think I actually like the base of the building with its light-colored sandstone type look. The rest of it is too random and the greenery is overkill, but I'll give it a B for the effort.
I love the idea of the greenery. I don't know about the execution. This looks kind of odd, but I actually like it. I like everything that I feel like if there's like, if you have something in your house that doesn't look good, just put a plant on it. Like that works every time. So I like this.
And then on 1st Street is the Madera Rio Salado,
pretty.
replacing this former industrial site. 319 units, mixed use. I actually like this building quite a bit. It's classy, and while plain, isn't insultingly so. I'll give it a B tier, but it's bordering on A. Getting into the interior of the neighborhood, we have some townhomes that are replacing former single-family homes. We have a C-tier duplex, these B-tier townhomes, these C-tier townhomes, these C bordering on B townhomes, and these other C bordering on B townhomes. There are a few more townhome projects in the much lower density neighborhood south of University Drive,
nice.
which mostly don't have any available renderings except for these, which I think are perfect for the C tier. Exclusive to my Patreon page this week is an interview with a Patreon member, Ezham Mirza, a Tempe local.
Keeping people mobile allows for people to improve their lives, which improves the lives of the collective, in my opinion. And I hope that stays a laser focus.
Learn about what it's like to live in a place developing so rapidly and how urbanism plays its part. The link to join is in the description. Okay, let's head east and cover some more interesting projects. The main road on the other side of ASU, parallel to Mill Street, is Rural Road. Intersecting Rural are the 3 main streets, Apache Boulevard, University Drive, and Rio Salado Parkway. Apache is the most significant of these, as this is the corridor of the light rail line, as well as the streetcar. So, as you can imagine...
Like from the street view photos, this place looks like it's hot. Like it looks like a desert. Like not like it doesn't look like a desert, but it looks like it's hot like a desert.
There's a ton of redevelopment happening around here. Going west to east, we first have the Vail Student Housing, replacing this hotel with 277 housing units. While this is a better use of space, the building is hideous. D tier. Near there is 1020 Apache, replacing an old motel, which is a 289-unit mixed-use building that has a nice street-level facade. Definitely a solid B tier. Across the street from that, we have the Marshall, another mixed-use complex, this time with 485 beds,
I don't like that.
replacing another single-use building. This building isn't particularly attractive, so I'll go C tier. 1 block north on Terrace Road, a bit closer to campus, is Verve, which is...
That looks very, very city-like. B tier.
Is a massive mixed-use 240-unit building, replacing a much humbler apartment building.
Say it.
I haven't made this critique yet, but this one is just a little too tall, particularly for the area it's in, where 6 stories is what most of the newer
True.
developments are.
It looks out of place, but it looks nice.
This is 15 stories. I'll go C tier, as it's still an improvement over what was there previously, but it's bordering on D. Next is the Apache Central project, replacing a mini mall and parking lots across 2 different blocks, right against a streetcar and light rail interchange. This will include mixed-use development and a public plaza. Further details are still unknown, such as what this plot of land will look like, but based on what we have so far, these buildings are very wacky. I'll give it C tier, but I do really like the conversion of mini malls to medium density housing and public space. Just some more finesse would be appreciated. Next up is Apache Square, which would replace this mini mall on the corner of Apache and McClintock Drive. It would be a mixed-use, 272-unit building right up against a light rail stop. A definite land use upgrade, and an okay building. We'll go B tier.
That's pretty.
Across from that, replacing this gas station.
I like this video. I don't know, but it's so hard to imagine that, like, this place is changing a lot. There's so many projects at the same time. It's gonna look completely different in like 20 years from now.
And mini mall is this 275-unit mixed-use building. A much better use of land, but the style is a little too contemporary and gray for me. I'll go C tier, but bordering on B purely on the grounds of improved land use. Across from that is Aura Apache, a 295-unit mixed-use complex, which replaces a surface lot. A modern design, yes, but one with nice proportions and colors as well as an interesting use of materials. I'll go A tier. Down Apache towards the next light rail station, we have the 173-unit
Now that looks like something that belongs there.
Haven Apache, replacing former industrial buildings. It's a great use of space, and while it's kind of boring, gets the job done. Solid B tier. Across from there is the 75-unit Apache Rock Apartments, which is going to receive my first F tier. With the majority of its plot being used as surface parking, and buildings that look like this, it's simply subpar. Across from that is the mixed-use, 187-unit Blue at Eastline Village. Between the Minecraft architecture and the massive surface lot, it's going to be D tier. Yeah, a couple not so great projects here, but across the street is the absolutely incredible cul-de-sac Tempe. This site has already been featured by much larger creators over here on YouTube, but with well over half of it still under construction, the project will only grow into the future. They might not be the most beautiful buildings ever, but it is attractive, groundbreaking, and urbanist to the max. Replacing former industrial buildings, surface lots, and single-family homes, cul-de-sac Tempe will be a 636-unit car-free neighborhood. There's an abundance of courtyards, gardens, and public space, with 0 resident parking. Let's see how successful this project turns out to be once it fully opens. A tier. Near there, on Howell Avenue, are these new townhomes, which is a second phase following these recently built ones. To be fair, the second phase looks to be a definite improvement over the first. I'll go B tier. In the interior of the neighborhood, you have these really nice townhomes to be built on an empty plot of land, and I gotta say, A tier. Going back to Royal Road, ASU is developing most of this land into an office, academic, and retail district called ASU Novus. This will completely redefine the area and make Royal Road an equivalent to Mill Street on the other side of campus. There are already some new developments and apartment complexes that have been built here, but there's some still to go. One of those is this 200-unit building that I think is in the C almost B tier category. Another is the massive 2-tower, mixed-use, 539-unit complex that is currently home to a surface parking lot and a storage facility. This thing is giant, just unfortunately very gray and square. I respect what they're trying to do here with this area, but
I don't like it.
Still C tier. The last area we're going to look at in this video
I would never be able to even, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to build a stick house, but I'm here openly judging. But I guess that's fine.
is the Rio Salado Parkway corridor. This is where the Tempe streetcar will eventually expand to, and this area is also adjacent to Tempe Town Lake, and so development here is booming. And with that, this is South Pier Tempe.
That looks nice.
This is big. A series of high-rises on the water with all the amenities you can possibly think of, from a boardwalk to pedestrian promenades, entertainment venues, boating rentals, restaurants, spas, gyms, a bridge across the lake, and a Ferris wheel? With over 2,500 residential units built on undeveloped land, this is the definition of something out of nothing. The architectural style isn't...
It's literally empty right now. That's weird. With so much like space right next to the water, you would think that they would have already built something there.
my cup of tea, but the scope of this project is extremely impressive. Absolutely A tier. And this adjacent to ASU Novus
It's gonna
will
look
be a
so
powerhouse.
nice.
Down the street, next to Tempe Marketplace, is a few more developments. With 336 units, Rio East Apartments replaces a former industrial lot, and quite impressively. I really like these. A tier as well. And just north of that, you have the mixed-use 2100 Rio East. Built upon undeveloped
Solid.
land, is a 390 unit
Why am I judging? I'm probably ever gonna live there. I haven't even been to America.
complex
But it's solid. This looks nice.
with a courtyard and attractive
I approve.
architecture. A tier once again. Some really great stuff over here in this corner of town. There are some other plots of land outlined by the city of Tempe for development, but there have been no renderings or details released yet. But I think at this point you all get the idea. Tempe is growing, and fast. This is textbook infill, transit-oriented development. It's truly impressive stuff. And to give you guys an idea of the difference that this will make in terms of housing, in just the projects I covered today, it makes for an additional 9,500 units for North Tempe. And just to emphasize the point, this does not include plans for certain projects such as the ones in Novus Tempe or other ones like these that haven't had details released yet, but will soon. But those could easily add another 1,000 plus units, who knows? And just for more context, 9,500 units does not mean only 9,500 people. Many of these units were 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms, and 1 bedrooms are very often home to couples. So all in all, we're talking about enough housing for an additional 25 to 30,000 people, or more most likely, all under construction or close to it right now, which is just unheard of in most places in the country. Just imagine this place in, say, 10 or 20 years. And Tempe
Yeah.
isn't alone in this when it comes to Phoenix. As I mentioned at the top of the video, downtown Phoenix is also undergoing rapid development, as well as the South Central region along Central Avenue, where a new light rail line is being built. It's great to see that Phoenix has learned from its own mistakes of sprawl, as well as probably the more extreme examples of Houston and Dallas, and is finally making the right strides to finally make the most of the land that they've already paved over. Well done to them, and hopefully they can set a positive example for the rest of the country. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. And
I'm curious to know, does anyone live in Tempe? How do you guys feel about these changes? There's a lot going on though. Like, I've never probably seen a place with this many buildings coming up at the same time. It's gonna look very nice though. I think my favorite was like the beach area, or like, well, the beach, the waterfront area. I think that's gonna make a huge change in this place and bring probably a lot of people as well. But guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next video.